is key as tugboats steer the Triumph through that the port there as it was getting ready to dock.
That's right. Fox 10 News reporter Paige Malone learned earlier that one wrong move could spell even more disaster. She joins us live from the Alabama Cruise Terminal with more on that very slim margin of error. Paige?
There certainly is. This is a large ship, and it's not that ships of this size don't come through the Mobile Ship Channel often. It's just that it's at night, so that obviously visibility is a problem. But we spoke to someone who's very familiar with the ship channel and towing boats.
Right here, all the time.
Don Coleman is in the business of helping distressed vessels. Although he doesn't work with ships the size of the Carnival Triumph, he knows all about what it takes to maneuver a boat through the Mobile Ship Channel. That's the Triumph's path to land. Coleman says tugs have pulled bigger ships into port, but what makes this tricky is it's at night.
No, this is definitely not standard procedure for the port.
Since Sunday's engine fire, the Triumph has been a dead ship, relying on the tugboats to pull it into the Alabama Cruise Terminal.
They will be the power and the steering for the ship.
And the path is tight. The Triumph is 116 feet wide. The channel is 400 feet wide. Coleman says if the ship drifts outside the channel, the water is shallow and it runs the risk of getting stuck.
The tugs are going to have to work with themselves a lot more to make the tow happen and stay inside that channel.
This is all with limited visibility.
With lights, you'll be able to see as far as your lights can see.
Coleman says the tugs will rely on their radar to stay on track. He says there's no immediate risk to the passengers, mainly just the equipment, but feels the tugboat crews would not attempt the maneuver if they didn't think they could handle it.
So as you can see, it was a big job getting this ship into port, but we're all very thankful that it did make it, and a little bit ahead of schedule. Someone who's extremely thankful it's here. Bill Stout, his wife Janet, is on board the ship. Wife of 52 years.
52 years. We extremely happy and very pleased. It's been a very nerve-wracking week, and when we finally were able to get communications, we had no communications all week when she was out at sea. They didn't turn the communication systems on the ship, so we were totally incommunicado. And as a result, we were very nervous, not knowing what was going on. We were getting feeds and contacting we actually contacted the Coast Guard about every 4 hours to get the ship's position, because I didn't feel comfortable relying on Carnival's position that they gave. So it was been a very, very frustrating experience, and you have seen the interviews on the other stations of what the people in the interviews that they've gotten off of the ship are and how bad the conditions were, and they were really, really quite bad. But the important thing right now is my sweetie's home. She's on the boat. We're going to get her off in a little bit, get her a hot shower, get her fed, get some clean clothes on her, and then we're going to go back to Houston. But it is a great relief. It is really a great relief. As you can imagine, someone that you love very dearly, the good Lord has blessed us to bring her home safely to us. And we are just ever so grateful. A friend of ours, a very good friend of mine, has a private plane, and he picked us up this morning, flew us over here, and we're going to fly us back home tonight so we don't have to worry about long ground transportation getting home. So it's been a very, very special, rewarding evening for us, and it'll be even more rewarding when I go see my sweetie in a minute.
And it's Valentine's Day, so did you bring her a present?
I've got a dozen beautiful Ecuadorian yellow roses over there that I'm going to give to her when we get here.
And she knows you're here, and
I was going to surprise her, but my son is with me, and everybody outvoted me. They said, no, Mom needs to know you're here. So whenever I called her, and I finally got a hold of her and told her, she said, where are you? And I said, well, I'm standing next to my son, Pat. And then she says, well, where is he? And she's standing next to me, and we're kind of doing the two-step, you know. And finally I told her, I said, well, we're right outside the dock here. I'm about a block away from the dock where your boat's going to be in a few minutes. And she squealed and started crying, and it was so excited. She said, you mean you came over here? I said, you know, sweetie, there is no way that I'm going to leave you stranded on that cruise ship and have to take a bus or an airplane home. I came to get my baby.
So, she is a very lucky lady tonight. I hope there's more ladies out there that have a just as amazing Valentine's Day. Well,
I hope that they do. I really do. This is a special one for us.
Well, I can't wait for you to see her, and I know it's going to be a special moment.
Fantastic.
There's a lot of people out here waiting. We don't know exactly how long it's going to take for these passengers to be reunited with their families, but it's certainly going to be a joyful